Hey everyone, welcome back. Today's day two of my 30-day FAANG grind, and I'm going to solve 6 to 10 problems per day, breaking them down in a video and sharing them all with you. I'm Divya, by the way, and I have interned at Massachusetts Institute of Technology, where my area of focus was on machine learning. Globally, I'm at top 0.2% on LeetCode, and like most of you, I am also preparing for FAANG interviews. Yesterday, we crushed some sliding window basics, and today we are diving into two-pointer techniques, which is absolutely critical for FANG interviews. We will also mix in sliding window variations to keep flexing those pattern muscles. By the way, if you find this video helpful, please drop a like, share with a friend who is grinding too, and please hit that subscribe button so that we all can crack interviews together. Okay, with that, let us go. So today it is the fifth problem for day two, which is 680 valid palindrome. Now, looking at this problem, the first thing that I would like to say is we have sailed the sea. Now, do you want to be clogged by drain? Absolutely not, right? Because we have tackled and solved much more difficult problems than this stupid little problem, right? We have to determine whether a string is palindrome or not. There is one thing that we have been given that we can delete at most one character to make it palindrome or not, okay? Let us go back to the dashboard and we'll see how we can investigate and solve this problem. Oh, by the way, that was an easy problem, right? That was the easy problem, right? Okay, so this is the string that we have been given. Now, there, let me tell you the easy way first of all, okay? The easy way will be, hey, let us maintain a hash map or a dictionary, okay? Now, what do you notice in palindrome? In palindrome, how many odd characters are there? Odd count characters. There can only ever be one odd count characters, right? In a palindrome. Correct? So, if our current string has at most two odd count characters, then we can easily transform that string into a palindrome because we can either delete one of those characters, right? But if our odd count character frequency is greater than two, in that case, the game is over, right? We cannot transform that into a palindrome because at most we have to delete at most one character, right? That is what it is given in the problem. Again, we will not take that path because that is a much easier path, but a more intuitive path will be the one that I'll be explaining you right now. We have been given a string. There can be three cases if our pointer is pointing at both the ends. The first case can be both are equal, both the characters at end are equal. Okay, so in that case, we can easily move our left pointer by one and right pointer by one to the left, right? And left pointer to the right. But what if those characters are not equal? For example, if it is A and if it is B, what do we do in that case? In that case, we have two different paths that we can take. The first path is, hey, okay, since we know that those two characters currently are not equal, but we have not looked at the future character, correct? So there are two paths. The first part is, let us fix R and let us just move L. Why? Why am I moving L? I'm moving L because I'm hopeful that in future I might encounter something that matches with what is present at R. Okay. So as I move L, this is just an optimistic move. Okay. It is not a heuristic move. I move L here, right? And I now notice that, hey, it matches with whatever it is at that end, right? In the similar fashion, what we can do is in the similar fashion, what we can do is we can, instead of moving L, we can fix L and we can move R. Why am I moving R? Because I'm hopeful that I might encounter something later on that might resemble what is at L, something like this. Okay. So this case is very easy case. Now we just need to capture these two cases. Let's come back to the code and we'll see how it is done. By the way, I have declared a general palindrome function over here. It just checks whether a given string is palindrome or not. I'll not go into this thing. Okay, it is pretty easy. Now let's come back to the structure of the code that is of importance to us. We have declared two different pointers. The first is the left, the second is the right, both pointing to the end. Now what do? We declare while left is less than right. And if we ask ourselves, hey, what if both are not equal, as shown in these two cases, this case and that case? In that case, I told you we can take two different paths, right? We fix right, but move left by one, or we fix left and decrement right by one, or we move right one to the left. Okay, and we take all of those two cases and we return. And then if let us suppose this condition is not executed, if both are equal, in that case we increment left and decrement right, and the answer will be returned from there at this point. Okay, you can also add a final return true statement over here if you wish to. So yeah, so this is all there is to this problem. Now, I hope you understood what this is going on, what is going on here, right? Because this is the actual crux of this problem at this line, right? How this return statement is working. It is calling this function for two different paths and asking, hey, for either of those paths, is it possible or not possible? If either of those paths are possible, then we know from Boolean expression, true or false, true or anything false or true can be is always true, right? So in that case, it will return true. The only way in which it will return false is if both are false. Okay. Now it is up to you to investigate what will happen if both are false and why that matters. Okay. Let us come back to LeetCode dashboard. Oh, by the time complexity, it is around order of n. Or you can include some factor f. I'm not going to compute that. And time complexity is constant. Okay. Let us move back to the LeetCode dashboard and we'll see how the solution is. I've already written the solution, submitted it, and I've copied the code. So I'll simply paste it and I'll simply submit this. And as you can see, it passes the test case, and that is all there is to this problem. I hope you understood this problem. It was a rather simple but straightforward and kind of tricky problem for newbies. But again, I hope you understood at the end of the day, right? Let us move back to the next problem, and it will be problem number 88 for day 2. Let us see what that is.